Hello guys, it's Dale here with Daily Levels Commentary for 8th of July 2021. Let's first check out the euro dollar. That was a level which I really wanted to trade yesterday. It was based on those heavy volumes, on the volume accumulation setup. This is where the level was, and unfortunately this is where the FOMC minutes were yesterday, the strong macro news on the US dollar. As you can imagine, I wasn't really happy when the level which I really wanted to trade got tested during the news. The reaction was spot on, but as you know, I'm not trading during the news, as that's pretty crazy and risky, so I didn't take the trade. Alright, so the level is spent. It is a shame. I was really looking forward to trading this one, but that's how it is. Now, currently there is no new level on the euro in this immediate area. The closest level which I currently have is this older one at 1.1885, which is based on the rejection setup. This rejection and the volumes created within the rejection. Those volumes right there. Alright, so that's for the euro. Now let's go and have a look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. So on the Australian dollar, US dollar, let me first comment on the trades that we had there. First, the long, which was at 0.7501, this one, right there, this long. Now, if you look at the 30-minute chart, then you can't really see how the price reacted there, but I'll show you on the 1-minute chart. But let me first remind you the reasoning behind this level. It was the beginning of this heavy volume zone, right? This was the trend setup and the beginning of this heavy volume zone. This is where I went long, and this is 1-minute chart. This is where the price hit the level 75.01. It went to 74.90, which means that it missed the stop loss by just 1 pip. And then the price turned and hit the take profit. So in the end, this trade ended up as a winner. And let me now show you the second long which we had. The second long was based on volume accumulation setup. It was based on those volumes right there before the start of this strong buying activity. So that's just to remind you. And that's the blue line, right? This is the blue line. This is the reaction. Very nice one. So I hope you guys took this trade, as it was a very nice reaction and a nice winner. So 2 winners on the Australian dollar, US dollar. Now there are 2 new shorts. And the first one is at 0.7456. The second one at 0.7482. So let me draw the profile over this whole trend area. Now you will be able to see those levels very nicely. The first one is based on this volume cluster. This is the beginning of the heavy volume zone. And this is basically the trend setup, right? So sellers were pushing the price downwards, then they stopped in this rotation and they were adding to the short positions in here. You can see those volumes, right? And then they continue to push the price even lower. So when there's a pullback to 74.56, I think that those sellers will want to defend this zone and they'll push the price downwards from there again. Now, the second short, it is also based on the volume cluster, on this one, and this volume cluster occurred right before the start of this selling activity today. So I think that those were sellers who are building up their shorts in here, those volumes, and then they initiated this strong sell-off. This is the volume accumulation setup, right? So when there's a pullback to 74.82, I think that those sellers from this place will want to defend this area and push the price downwards from there, right? Now, what I also like about this level is that it worked as a support. As you can see, the price reacted to this level in the past 3 times. So it was a support. Now, when the price blew past that support, the support turned into a resistance. All right. So that's the price action setup, which I like to trade, support becoming a resistance. And also at the same place, we have the volume accumulation setup, which is based on volumes, right? So it's the confluence of those setups. That's the reason why I picked this level at 74.82. Now let's move forward and let's go into the US dollar Canadian dollar. So this is the US dollar Canadian dollar, and what I want to talk about is the 2 new long levels. The first one is in here at 1.2530. The second one is at 1.2484. Now there is a certain similarity between those 2 levels and the levels which I already showed you on the Australian dollar, US dollar, only reversed. There were shorts and those are longs. So let me show you with the flexible volume profile what I have in mind. Let me show you the first long like this, so it's better visible. So the first level was based on the trend setup. This is the trend. This is the volume cluster created within the trend, right? So buyers were pushing the price upwards, then they were adding to the long positions in here, then the buying activity continued, right? So when there's a pullback, those buyers will want to defend this volume cluster and push the price upwards. Now, apart from this trend setup, there is also the VWAP setup, the VWAP trend setup. As you can see in here, there is the first deviation of the VWAP just a little bit below the level and heading upwards, which means that when there's a pullback, I hope that it will be close to that level. And basically the VWAP trend setup will tell us to go long from there, right? As you can see, it almost aligns with our level at 1.2530. All right, so that's the confluence of the trend setup and also of the first deviation of the VWAP, which is the VWAP trend setup. And there's also one more thing. And the thing is that the price reacted to this zone in the past. It reacted there yesterday. So it means that it was a resistance. And now when the price went past the resistance, it's turned into a support, right? So overall, we have the volume profile trend setup, we have the VWAP trend setup, and we also have resistance becoming support setup, which is a price action setup, and all those setups point to this level at 1.2530, right? So that's the logic behind the first level. The second level, this one is based on the volume accumulation setup. It is based on the volumes that got created right before the start of this strong buying activity. Those are the volumes. You can see them nicely also on the weekly profile right there with the point of control in here, right? So currently this is the place where the heaviest volumes in this whole week got traded. So when there's a pullback to 1.2484, I expect the buyers from this place to defend this zone, to defend the volumes, the trades which they're placed there, and to push the price upwards from there. All right, so that's for the 2 new longs on the US dollar Canadian dollar. And let's now go and have a look at the next pair, which is the US dollar Japanese yen. So this is the US dollar Japanese yen. Currently I don't have any new level there, but I wanted to talk about this long level which we had there at 110.55. This is the reaction to it. It was a winner, right? Pretty nice and spot on reaction to those volumes, to this volume accumulation setup, right? So another winner on the US dollar Japanese yen. As I said, currently I don't have any new levels. Maybe there'll be some new levels in the update, which I'll send after the US session today, but currently no new level on the US dollar Japanese yen. So let's move forward and let's go and have a look at the last pair, which is the US dollar Swiss franc. So on the US dollar Swiss franc, we had a long level And this one was based on that rejection setup, on those volumes which got created within this rejection. Now, there was a crazy sell-off on the Swiss franc today. So the price just shot past the level and I took a loss there. But then I took a reversal trade. And let me show you on the 1 minute chart, because it's not really visible on the 30-minute chart. So let me show you on the 1 minute chart. This is the level, right? The price went past it. This is where I got stopped out. Then there was a pullback and reversal from there. There was a short. Reversal trade from the 22.08. And this one was a beautiful trade and a quick winner. Alright, so this was where I was able to take my money back from that loss which I took from the long trade. This is how you trade the reversals. You always want to trade it when the price doesn't respect your volume-based level, when it shoots past it with no reaction whatsoever, like in here, then it's an ideal scenario and ideal chance for you to take a reversal and take your money back, like in here. All right. The reason for that is that it doesn't mean that the level failed. It's still there. It's still important level, but the sellers were just too strong for the buyers and they just pushed the price through the level. But then what usually happens is that there's the pullback to the level and a reaction, right? This is what happens very often. That's why I trade it. All right. So anyways, that's for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in tomorrow's Daily Levels commentary video. And until then, happy trading!